We really think that hemp has a vital role it can play with crop rotation, as well as potentially planting in key runoff areas around the lake as a buffer zone to prevent that nutrient load from getting in the lake in the first place.
Hey guys, Cait Curley here at the beautiful Skinny Atlas Lake in upstate New York. Today we are going to be speaking with Josh Allyn of Taproot Fields. We're going to be discussing the beauty of the lake, all that it has to offer, devastation that we are starting to see, and how hemp could potentially be the savior to that. Excited to be here with you today. Thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for being here with us. We really appreciate showcasing Skinny Atlas in the Finger Lake region.
With all of its beauty, it has so much to offer.
Sure.
It is hitting a little bit of devastation at this point in time.
Absolutely.
Due to the toxicity of the farming industry.
Yep.
I want to talk about that a little bit.
This lake is beautiful. It's one of the cleanest lakes that serves the city drinking water unfiltered. It's one of 5 in the whole country. It was formed through the glacier period, the last glacial retreat, carved out these deep gorges and made this lake especially really deep. We've had a bunch of different environmental, biological factors kind of come in here with invasive species. Some of that is actually scrubbing our lake and cleaning our lake with the zebra mussels. But our newest threat is this blue-green algae. We have never had those problems before. Probably 4 years ago, we got our first algae bloom, and it was kind of shocking. How do we do remediation of that? How do we prevent nutrient loads getting into the lake? During last year, we had heavy rains, and unfortunately, we had algae growth because of those heavy rains happen. But it's not just farmers, it's people building new places, old septic tanks, and the earth probably being warmer than it ever has. And so we're seeing new species, warmer species, coming in here as well. So we're battling that. So we really think that hemp has a vital role it can play with crop rotation, as well as potentially planting in key runoff areas around the lake as a buffer zone to prevent that nutrient load from getting in the lake in the first place. As well as remediation, as maybe we could even grow right on the lake, sucking those nutrients up and therefore scrubbing the lake and its contents. I really believe that hemp can do a lot of things, and we really need to incorporate it in all facets of our life. It's food, it's rope, it's texture, it's fuel. The list goes on. And we lost this right, 100 years ago, really, almost, to do hemp. And so we have to relearn and take on what the Europeans are doing for what we've lost, that knowledge and infrastructure to support all this. So it's going to take time to get that going, but I think we're heading there. We're getting there. We're getting there pretty close. Now I just want the government, the USDA, and the Fed programs to also support us.
Absolutely.
In this, because I do think this is critical for farmers, traditional farmers, to use in rotation with their normal crops. Now, I think there's other programs like conservation around the lake with the Finger Lakes Land Trust. Love that organization. They're doing great work around the Finger Lakes by acquiring land that it could be developed, and it prevents that development from happening, which is critical, we think. As well as initiatives like lawn to meadows. Can we transition people's huge lawns around the lake to meadows, which would also help scrub that nutrient content from getting in the lake? We think doing a lot of these things will have the benefits for our future grandchildren. And that's what we're really hoping to do, is preserve this place as much as we possibly can.
Well, as you said, the time is now, and I think more than ever, everyone is waking up to all the things that climate change is doing, from
Sure.
the huge fires in California to what's happening in this lake right now.
Yep. We're stripping the Earth's soil quicker than we're replenishing it, unfortunately. And so my worry is dust bowls in the future that we've once had back in history You think
Crazy
we'd learn?
times.
We think we'd learn our
You
lesson,
would
but we haven't, unfortunately.
A topic that you just brought up, the Dust Bowl, is a great
Sure.
example of what can happen to our entire planet so
Absolutely.
easily. And with the toxic industrial commercialized farming that we've got going on right
Sure.
now, I think we should expect to see something like a Dust Bowl happen nationwide,
Sure.
and especially heavily in these areas where you're driving through and all you see is farmland.
Yeah.
So Josh, for the GMO Roundup farmer down
Yeah.
the road, if you could give him 1 or 2 sentences of advice on how to maybe change his ways, change his lifestyle, and save this lake,
Sure.
what would it be?
Oh, that's a great question. Man, give up traditional farming? No, I
Stop what you're.
Yeah, no, I don't say that. I know these guys are doing it for a reason, and it comes down to cost for most of it to do these things. Growing organic and doing those kind of things is kind of expensive right now. That's other laws that we need to change, right? Because we should not be paying more for stuff that comes out of the earth naturally, really. That's where hemp, I think, can play a real key role in this, is can we move them to a fallow field to go 3 years to get organic certification? Can we cut that time in half? And then can we show them the ways to do it with success in a way that they're going to have great crop yield, they're not going to have all these other problems that is typical for this kind of stuff, and we're also going to be in a cleaner environment because we're not spraying these chemicals.
One major aha moment for me this year, I was at the World Ag Expo, and I was seriously so surprised walking through the expo and the floors and meeting all these farmers. I mean, families, you've got little toddlers to great grandpa, everybody in the family is a farmer, and they're amazing, great people trying to provide food for their family and others. And so I was really woken up to the fact that it's a lot of these people that are using the GMO and Roundup and toxic chemicals on their plants. They're not bad people. They're not trying to do bad either for the planet. And if they were just educated and understood how they could change their ways to help themselves and their families and this earth, they would.
Yeah. We have a guy who's a 5th generation farmer who's been helping us, and it's been great to see his inquiry on what we're doing and the methodology of what we're doing, and seeing him shift. And that's been a huge aha moment for me, that I'm exciting him in the possibility of doing things the way we should be doing them, really, quite frankly.
Absolutely.
So it gives me great hope. Our lives were different back then. We wasted, we just sprayed things and try to kill things, right? Now is a different mindset, and I think now more than ever we know that.
Well, thank you so much, Josh. Let's
Thank you.
clean the lakes and go hemp.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thanks.